Welcome back to my channel. Today we're tackling something that often feels overwhelming or even impossible. Remembering the chronology of all 38 plays by William Shakespeare. But don't worry, I'm here with the ultimate memory hacks to help you master the timeline confidently and clearly. No more confusion. To make it super easy, we've broken it down into 4 simple sections, each loaded with smart tricks to help you score full marks on any Shakespeare chronology question. If you are new to this channel, then please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so that as soon as I upload a new video, you are the first one to know about it. We come up with new videos every week touching upon most important topics that are repeatedly asked in UGC NET English exam. So let's begin. But before that, sit back and relax. We have created a special PDF that summarizes this video and provides you exam-ready notes. Just drop a message on the WhatsApp number on your screen or click the WhatsApp link in the description box and we'll send the handy PDF right to you. The first phase is termed as Shakespeare's early histories and tragedies phase. It includes the first years of Shakespeare's earliest works, which were mostly English history plays with political themes and a few experiments in tragedy and comedy. There are 8 plays in this section. Firstly, in 1590, Shakespeare wrote Henry VI Part 1. This play introduces the early stages of the Wars of the Roses. The key characters are Joan of Arc and the Duke of Gloucester. In 1591, there are 2 plays, the 2 parts of Henry VI. Henry VI Part 2 shows increasing power struggles among English nobles, with figures like the Duke of York and Queen Margaret at the center. And Henry VI Part 3 continues the conflict, introducing the rise of Edward IV and Richard III. Then in 1592, we get 2 plays. Firstly, Richard III, where the ambitious Richard manipulates and murders his way to the throne. The main characters are Richard III and Buckingham, and secondly, the Comedy of Errors, a farce about 2 sets of twins separated at birth. The confusion involves Antipholus of Ephesus and Antipholus of Syracuse. Then 1593, again we have 2 plays. Shakespeare turned to dark tragedy with Titus Andronicus, where themes of revenge and violence dominate. The central characters are Titus, Tamora, and Aaron. The same year, The Taming of the Shrew was written. This play focuses on the fiery Katharina and the bold Petruchio, who aims to tame her. And in 1594, The Two Gentlemen of Verona was completed. It's a romantic play involving friendship and betrayal, featuring Valentine and Proteus. To recall these 8 plays, use the phrase, the 3 Henrys and Richard III go to the comedy of Titus taming 2 gentlemen. For the years, you could simply remember the number of plays each year, starting from the year 1590. Just think 1, 2, 2 to 1. And that's it. The first 8 plays locked and loaded in your memory. Now we move on to the next section, which is Shakespeare's early comedies and tragedies. This period spans 5 years and shows Shakespeare's growth as a writer of romantic comedies and emotional dramas. The main themes during this time are love, disguise, and honor. There are 13 plays in this section. In 1595, Shakespeare wrote 4 plays. The first is Love's Labour's Lost, a witty comedy about noblemen who vow to avoid love but end up falling for 4 ladies. The key characters are Biron and Rosalind. The second play of 1595 is the unforgettable Romeo and Juliet, the tragic story of 2 young lovers from feuding families. The main characters are Romeo, Juliet, and Mercutio. The third in the same year is A Midsummer Night's Dream, featuring mischievous fairies, magical spells, and complicated love triangles with characters like Puck, Oberon, and Titania. And the fourth play from this year is Richard II, a historical tragedy focusing on the downfall of King Richard II, featuring Richard and Bolingbroke. Next, in 1596, Shakespeare wrote the masterpiece, The Merchant of Venice, a drama combining themes of justice, mercy, and prejudice. The main characters include Shylock, Portia, and Bassanio. Then, in 1597, again, there are 3 plays. The first is King John, a history play about royal power struggles and legitimacy, featuring King John and Arthur. The second is Henry the Fourth Part 1, focusing on Prince Hal's youthful rebellion and friendship with Falstaff. The main characters are Prince Hal and Falstaff. And the third is The Merry Wives of Windsor, a comedic tale involving Falstaff's humorous attempts to woo two married women, Mistress Ford and Mistress Page. Following that, in 1598, Shakespeare wrote two plays. The first is Henry the Fourth Part 2, which continues Prince Hal's journey toward becoming King Henry V. The main characters are again Prince Hal and Falstaff. And the second is Much Ado About Nothing, a sparkling comedy centered on witty banter and romance between Beatrice and Benedict. Finally, in 1599, there are three plays. The first is Henry V, where Prince Hal transforms into a heroic king leading England to victory in war. The key characters are King Henry V and Bardolph. The second is the great work Julius Caesar, a political tragedy depicting the assassination of Caesar and its consequences, with characters like Brutus, Cassius, and Mark Antony. And finally, the third of 1599 and last of this phase is All's Well That Ends Well, a comedy about love, perseverance, and social class, featuring Helena and Bertram. To memorize the 13 plays under this phase, you can remember the story in sequence. Love's Labor led Romeo and Juliet into a midsummer dream just before Richard's fall. In Venice, they met King John, Henry IV, and his merry wives. With Little Ado, Henry rose again, faced Caesar's doom, and in the end, all's well that ends well. It may not make perfect sense as a story, but remembering the sequence will help you recall the chronology well enough to tackle chronology exam questions with confidence. To remember the years, remember the sequence 41323 from 1595 for the number of plays written each year. And just like that, we are through with the first 21 plays. Friends, did you know that to ace the UGC NET exam, you need to be familiar with around 1200 important writers and terms? In this video, we've covered just one off, and there's so much more to explore. The complete list of topics that are repeatedly asked in UGC NET English exam is available absolutely free on our website. You can download the list and start preparing for UGC NET at your own pace today. So don't miss out. Click on the website link given in description box to download the detailed topic list and confidently prepare for the upcoming UGC NET exam. Now, we come to Shakespeare's golden era, the phase of the great tragedies, spanning a period of 8 years between 1600 to 1608. This period marks his deepest emotional work, where he masterfully explored themes of revenge, ambition, madness, and betrayal in some of his most famous and powerful plays. It includes 11 plays. In the year 1600, Shakespeare wrote two plays, the first of which was As You Like It. It is a charming comedy where Rosalind disguises herself as a man in the forest of Arden and falls in love with Orlando. The second play of the same year was the unforgettable Hamlet. Often considered Shakespeare's greatest tragedy, it explores deep themes of revenge, madness, mortality, and the complexity of the human mind. The play features iconic characters like Hamlet, Claudius, and Gertrude, and remains one of the most powerful and studied works in literature. Right after, in 1601, Twelfth Night delights us with love, cross-dressing, and mistaken identities, featuring Viola, Orsino, and Olivia as the key characters who drive the charming and comedic plot. Then in 1602, Shakespeare wrote Troilus and Cressida, a dark romance set during the Trojan War. Troilus and Cressida fall in love, but betrayal follows. In 1603 came another of Shakespeare's greatest tragedies, Othello. This powerful play explores jealousy and manipulation with unforgettable characters like Othello, Desdemona, and the villainous Iago. Then, in 1604, Measure for Measure explores themes of justice and morality. The story follows Isabella, a novice nun who pleads with Duke Vincentio to show mercy and fairness. After that, in 1605, we have King Lear, one of Shakespeare's greatest tragedies. It tells the heartbreaking story of an aging king who divides his kingdom among his three daughters, leading to betrayal and chaos. Key characters include Lear, his daughters Goneril, Regan, and Cordelia, Edmund, and the Fool. Immediately after, in 1606, Shakespeare wrote Macbeth, another masterpiece that explores how unchecked ambition drives Macbeth and Lady Macbeth into a deadly spiral of murder and guilt. Then, in 1607, Antony and Cleopatra presents a passionate and tragic love story between the Roman general Antony and the Egyptian queen Cleopatra. Also in 1607, Coriolanus follows a proud Roman general who falls out of favor with his people and turns against Rome. His strong willed mother, Volumnia, plays a key role. Finally, in 1608, Timon of Athens explores themes of friendship and betrayal as Timon is ruined by false friends and retreats into bitter solitude. Here's how to remember these 11 plays. Use the simple phrase, as you and Hamlet go on the 12th with Troilus and Othello to measure King Lear, Macbeth and Antony will take Coriolanus to Athens. This single line links all 11 plays in the exact order from 1600 to 1608. To keep the years in mind, an easy trick is to just remember that Shakespeare wrote one play each year in this period, except for 1600 and 1607, when he wrote two plays each. That's 32 plays covered. Only 6 more left to go. Friends, if you're looking for video lectures that can explain more such difficult terms in a very simple and easy manner, then consider enrolling in our online course for UGC NET English. We're proud to be India's first animated video course where we explain over 500 important plays, novels, and poems in an engaging way. For more details, check out the description box or download the Arpita Karwa learning app. Now we come to the last phase of Shakespeare's works, late romances from the year 1609 to 1613. In his final years, Shakespeare turned to stories of forgiveness, magic, and emotional resolution. These plays are often called the romances. There are 6 in total. In 1609, when Pericles, Prince of Tyre, was written, this play tells the story of a man lost at sea who is eventually reunited with his daughter Marina. In 1610, we have Cymbeline, a story of mistaken identity, lost love, and reconciliation. Imogen and Posthumus are the main characters. In 1611, we have 2 plays. The Winter's Tale brings themes of jealousy and redemption, featuring Leontes, Hermione, and Perdita, and The Tempest, where the magician Prospero brings his enemies to the island and forgives them. Characters include Ariel and Miranda. In 1613 too, there are 2 plays. Henry VIII highlights the fall of Cardinal Wolsey and the rise of Anne Boleyn, ending with the birth of Queen Elizabeth. And The Two Noble Kinsmen tells the story of 2 cousins, Arcite and Palamon, who fall in love with the same woman, Emilia. The trick to remember these last 6 plays is the phrase, Pericles and Cymbeline watched a winter's tempest before Henry met the 2 noble kinsmen. The years again are simple enough to remember, starting from 1609, 11202 for the number of plays each year. And that's it, all 38 of Shakespeare's plays in sequence, under your grasp. Friends, let's now go over how to study Shakespeare's chronology with ease. Just follow a simple strategy. First, remember the 4 sections and their year ranges. That's your foundation. Next, use the mnemonics and year tricks we shared for each section. If needed, make your own memory phrases. Your personal touch works even better. Lastly and most importantly, visualize and imagine. Associate each mnemonic with a story, a scene, or even a personal memory. When you turn facts into images, you remember them for life. Now, let's quickly go over a previous year question to see how easy it becomes to recall chronologies with these tricks. By remembering the memory hack phrases for each section and their corresponding years, we can easily arrange the plays in order, which is Love's Labor Lost, A Midsummer Night's Dream, Much Ado About Nothing, Twelfth Night, and The Tempest. So, the correct answer is 1 BEDCA. If you are looking for more PYQs on this topic, you can check out my exclusive mock test series available on Arpita Karwa learning app, which provides you with 5,000 plus topic wise questions. Plus, after every test, you get a detailed performance report and your ranking on the All India leaderboard, which will help you spot your weak and strong areas. That's it from my side for this video lecture. We'll meet very soon in the next video lecture. Till the time we meet next, happy learning, keep loving literature, and stay tuned to my channel.